Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Wednesday, April 9th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. I am going to start with this one as usual lately. The mid 250s, 255.88 to 256.52 is our primary overhead resistance, below which new lows are expected, below which I am expecting the mid 150s to low 160s over the next, it could be 3 to 5 days, could be 3 to 5 weeks. It's really hard to gauge that, but this is the area I'm expecting, 155.41 to 161.51. Working our way down today, yes, we still have 212.11, that October 24 low. Do I show that better here? I do. This pullback low, we gapped higher and we just continue to move onward and upward. November, December high. I see this as more symbolic than like an important support level. In fact, if you follow my triple Q analysis, you know that for the last 2 days in a row, we pegged to the very tick 4-star sellable short sale resistance, expecting continued losses in the next few days, few weeks to long-term support. I'm not going to go into that, but because of that, and because Tesla is such a big component of that, I see the likelihood for violating 212.11 today. Or at least, I don't want to go with the likelihood necessarily, but it is certainly in the cards today. We could actually open quite easily below 212.11, given the fact that we settled around 221.86. If we break 212.11, this pullback high, 198.87, once again, not an overly significant level, but it did last for a couple of months, in reach today, able to contain session weakness, perhaps. I'm going to use the word perhaps very deliberately because I'm not confident of that as well. I like using channel structure for my longer term indicators. So yeah, 198.97 just might contain today's lows. But once again, I'm expecting ultimately the lower 160s in the next 2 to 3 to 5 weeks, could be sooner. And I think that sooner would come with a settlement today below 198.87. Then I think we could see 175.85 within just a couple of days. That is a kind of a full wave count. A minus B, you take this distance, you subtract it from C, you get 175.85. Now the truth is, these 5-year channel structures, 155.41 to 160.151, are a very similar mathematical structure to that, and this really is the base. So if I take you back to this image, if we close today below 198.87, I see 175.85 in reach probably tomorrow, and 161.51. This 175.85 may be reduced to just an intraday or a session containment level because it really is the structure of 155.41 to 161.51 that I am anticipating as a completed objective, where we could bottom out through the rest of the year, consolidate for a protracted period of time before then possibly turning higher as we continue into later year. But back to this image, closing today below 198.97, 175.85 likely tomorrow, and yes, 161.51 wouldn't surprise me by Friday's close if we settle today, Wednesday, below 198.97. Now, upside, I just have minor points strewn all the way up. There's really nothing that I'm convinced that could contain highs and lows for an appreciable amount of time today. Now, any of these may work out, but I don't mean to be so ambiguous. I do know that it is a settlement today above 256.52 that tells me we have a good low for the week and quite possibly for the month of April. When I say quite possibly, I want you to look at this image here. So as I've been saying, closing above this 255.88 formation, and I'm throwing 256.52 in the mix there, just a slight slippage above 255.88. So closing above 256.52, 290.54 is likely by Friday's close, where we could top out possibly through next week. Now, there is a case to be made for closing above 255.88. We can anticipate ultimately 362.59. I'm not convinced of that, but I don't want to dissuade you from going long over the 3 to 5 week time frame. If that is your sort of wheelhouse, yeah, you can go long above 256.52. Just know that 290.54 I would anticipate is likely to test your patience, where we could top out for several days, possibly for a week or two. So it really is, for me, 290.5 for the final shoe to drop on a buy signal up to 362.59. That's then like a 2 to 3 week buy signal. 362.59, a descending 2/3 speed line, able to contain buying on a monthly basis, possibly longer than that. But we're nowhere near to anticipating that just yet. Is there anything else to say? I'm going to go back to this chart. The 212.11 can contain intraday selling pressures. I think this is well equipped for aggressive day traders, but this is like, how many times are we going to test this before it gives way? And if I include the triple Q in my thinking, and one could, I see the triple Q as now very susceptible to falling to new lows. The lows that were put out on Monday are likely to be violated, I think, possibly today, and we could continue further south. I would have you take a look at the triple Q by going to wickedstocks.com and taking advantage of our 5-day free trial. We also on Tuesday put out a stock pick on CVS Healthcare Systems. It, contrary to the big tech stocks, is on the precipice of a long-term buy signal. And I say precipice, hasn't elicited yet. We show you all the numbers, the channel structures that we need to violate, close above at the end of this week, and then I think significant gains can play out over the next 3 to 5 months. So that is one stock that is defying, obviously, the big seven, So anyway, let's see. Is there anything else to say beyond what I already have? And I don't think so. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, take advantage of our 5-day free trial, and I will be back tomorrow with Thursday's Tesla.